I got the job. It was a lot of learning on the go. I wasn't prepared for exactly, you are now a reporter. You have to go out and investigate and break news and figure out people's situations. And it's being like an investigator, pulling court documents and just putting things together and being fair and accurate. And then going to red carpets and covering the Grammys and the Emmys and all those kind of things. It's a lot of fun and it's a lot of work.
Are you always happy like this?
I'm always happy.
You're always happy, never mad?
I mean, sometimes I'm mad, but I mean, it's how could I not be happy being on the show with you?
You wanna be the boss today.
Welcome back to the BILF Pod, where authenticity trumps authority. Now, today, I have the pleasure of sitting here with Mark Lupo, who is the head talent producer at Tamron Hall, who, by the way, I did share the stage with. Brief encounter. No encounter. I just shared a stage, just to make me sound good. But welcome. I'm super excited that you're here.
Me too. Thank you for having me. This is an awesome podcast.
And you were roped into coming.
No, I mean, it's you guys are doing an amazing job here, and I'm excited to be a part of it. So thank you for having me.
Well, I thought it would only be appropriate if you were here since you have such an extensive background. So I really just brought you here so you can get me in. That's the real. No, just kidding. I'm excited, and you really do. You're like the man behind the scenes. So I figured you'd like to give us some little nuggets and share a little bit about what you do, how you do it, and where you started.
Yeah, totally. So I've been working in entertainment for about 20 years. I started as an intern, much like many other people that I know, working behind the scenes for Regis and Kelly. It was a big talk show back in the early 2000s. And then I found my way to Tyra Banks. I worked at the Tyra Banks show for a season, and then worked for Wendy Williams for almost 8 years, and then found my way into tabloid talk. I'm working for Us Weekly and now for Tamron Hall. So
Did you always know you wanted to do something like this?
Yeah, I mean, since I was a kid, I've loved storytelling, the news, staying home from school and watching like trashy talk shows like Jerry Springer. And I just love that element, that crazy vibe that would happen on these shows. And I knew I wanted to be a part of something like that. And so when I was in college, I looked for opportunities where I can insert myself into that. How do I get to be a part of that? And that was through internships. And then that kind of confirmed what I already knew, which is I want to do this for a living.
That's insane. So you really are the real deal, like for real deal.
Real.
An Emmy nominee, that's incredible. I mean, that's not, you just kind of, brist over that. You didn't even say anything.
I mean, listen, getting nominated for an Emmy was truly an incredible thing. I got to go twice to the Emmys, and it's just, you're amongst all these people who've worked so hard for something. And we haven't won yet, but it's a dream to be one day up on the stage and collecting that award.
Surreal, no?
Yeah, it was totally a pinch me moment. What's cool too is it's the daytime Emmys, so you're surrounded by all like the soap opera people and all the other like the game shows and the talk show hosts, all these legendary people, and you're like, wow, how did I end up in this room? But
who was your favorite person that you saw there and met?
Oh my God, there's been so many people throughout the years that I've met. But in terms of like the daytime world, it's like meeting all those people, like I just said, Maury and Jerry, and meeting all those like daytime old school hosts, Sally Jesse, was just, Montel. It's such a reminiscent moment of your childhood. And it's just cool to see that full circle thing happen in person.
That is incredible. So here you are, okay, 19 you start.
Yeah.
19, right?
Yeah,
19 as an intern.
Yeah.
Then you gradually you're moving up, you're going. Did you ever think that you would be where you're at right now?
I knew that if I wanted something, I'd have to work really hard for it. And I made a lot of sacrifices, much like yourself.
Yeah.
You don't just become a boss. You don't just become successful without sacrificing and working hard for something and investing your time into it. So I knew that I would have to give up certain things, but that would pay off in the long run. It's a long game. It's not the short game.
Yeah, I mean, smart who starts their career at 19 years old? Like, seriously, that's like, you really are an anomaly. At 19 years old, I was hanging out in college, and then there you are, you end up at Wendy Williams.
That was, it was the craziest thing. I was working at Tyra Banks. The show got canceled unexpectedly, and it was devastating because I really loved working there. It was a wild place. And that's what the nature of the beast is in entertainment. One day you're on, the next day it's over, and you have to find your new gig. And luckily, someone I was working with had a contact at Wendy. They were looking for a production assistant. It wasn't paying a lot of money, and the hours were really long. But I was like, sign me up, and it changed my whole life after taking on that role.
So could we like talk a little tea about Wendy?
Let's talk about Wendy.
Can you really do that?
Yeah, of course.
So where is Wendy? Like, what's your take on what's up with Wendy now?
Yeah, it's super sad. I worked for Wendy for more than 8 years. She was a wonderful person, smart, one of the most influential people of like pop culture, really, when you look back on it. And her life kind of started to unravel at the end of my time there. Things with her marriage took a dark turn, and she was having some issues at work. And to see what has happened to her now, it's just kind of unbelievable, because she's so smart and she was so nice, and we had such a great time working there. The staff, everyone loved her, and it's a true tragedy to see her kind of locked up now. In this, what they call like a glamorous prison, really, is she's just stuck in this hospital, in this conservatorship. And it just goes to show, it's like Britney Spears, Wendy Williams, it can happen to really anybody.
Oof, do you think it was like pressure? Like this, do you think it was like a genetic thing? Was it like it's not an age thing. That's not, what do you, like just the pressure from society?
I think it's a mix. I think there's certainly, she had addiction for many years. She struggled with cocaine addiction. She was an alcoholic. I think part of that has influenced her medical situation now. And I think too, is the pressure of people commenting on your life. When she made a living talking about other people, and then when her life was falling apart, everyone was commenting on hers, and she had to do a talk show every day. The pressure must have been insane.
I mean, you can dish it out, but you got to be able to take it.
That's right. And she could until it was almost bigger than her. It became bigger than her, the story.
Terrible. And now she's in this, what you said, like how did you describe it?
They call it like a glamorous luxury facility. It's a place where she is not really able to leave on her own. She's under a conservatorship, so someone is making all her decisions for her legal decisions. Her every move is determined by a court-appointed guardian. So it's really devastating to see. I mean, there seems to be now some more freedom. She goes out to dinner with her niece, or she has some family support, but it's certainly not what it was years ago.
Oof, are you in touch with her?
I haven't talked to Wendy in several years, but I am rooting for her. I reached out to her niece, who I know, and sent my support, and so that's all I can do for the moment.
Oof, that's rough. I don't care who. That's rough. But then you got into journalism, right?
Yes.
And you like briefly slipped over that you worked for Us Weekly, which I love. I love trashy gossip. I mean, I love it.
It's fun.
On the planes, I used to get like tons of Us Weekly and just read all the gossip that was going. It was my favorite.
It's the best.
So what'd you do for them?
So when I was working at Wendy Williams, one of my responsibilities was booking all the gossip columnists on the show for these gossip segments, and I became friends with these people. They would go out to dinner and drinks, and they would tell me like the news on what was happening, and I was like, this seems really fun. And this gossip columnist, his name is Rob Shooter. He's a legendary gossip columnist in New York, and he and I became friendly. And he's like, "Hey, there's a job opening at Us Weekly. I sense that you maybe want to change." And the timing was perfect. And I was like, you know what, I really am looking to make a change. And so that was it. I got the job. It was a lot of learning on the go. I wasn't prepared for exactly, you are now a reporter. You have to go out and investigate and break news and figure out people's situations. And it's being like an investigator, like pulling court documents and just putting things together and being fair and accurate. And then going to red carpets and covering the Grammys and the Emmys and all those kind of things. It's a lot of fun and it's a lot of work. It's a lot harder than you would think it is.
No, I think what I imagine is you have like a hat on, you're incognito, and you're like looking in their trash for stuff, and then you're like looking around, and then you're asking people questions like, were you contacting like, exes and friends? Were you doing that?
Oh, I'll tell you a funny story. So I did break a story once about a star who was pregnant, and she was hiding her pregnancy, and so no one knew if she had actually given birth or not. And I had read that she had dinner at a restaurant in Hudson Yards. And so I was like, let me go to Hudson Yards and check out the restaurant, see if anyone could give me some details. So I'm sitting at the bar, I'm asking the waiters, hey, was so-and-so here? No answer. They didn't know. It was Blake Lively. And so I was, walking around the restaurant. I felt kind of defeated. I couldn't figure out, if she had given birth or not. And as I'm walking out, I stop this waitress and I'm like, hey, were you here when Blake Lively was here last week? And she's like, oh yeah. I'm like, was she pregnant? And she's like, no. She's like, no, baby. Boom. That was the story. We broke the news that she had given birth, and then every outlet picked it up because we were the first to, get that scoop. And that's how it kind of works, is you have to go out there and do the work and figure out what's really going on.
I love it. I just love that it's tea. Like you get you're the first with the tea, and then you break it and you're like, all right, I got you. I love that. What do you think about print and where it's at today versus the internet? I feel like, for me at least, I think having a magazine is like number one. I don't like the whole media thing.
Yeah,
social media or online.
We're millennials are nostalgic for that time of life where it's like the print photos. We want something to hold, like the newspaper or the magazine. Like I kind of miss it. Reading
Teen Bop. Remember where you can pull the you know what I'm talking about? Like New Kids on the Block. What was it called?
With the seat, like the vinyls or the
you can pull them out of the magazines and they would have like the pictures.
Yeah, the posters.
Yeah, what was it? Teen Bop? What was it called? I don't remember.
I mean, I think, on a bigger spectrum, I think it's kind of dying, but I think there still is an interest and a need for it. And I think it will kind of always be around. But I think as far as I can understand, people are now getting their news from social media. That is the place where people are going to, for better or worse. TikTok's
it.
It's where it's at.
I know. I'm like, don't even ask. My 17-year-old really told me I'm super outdated with the Instagram. So you should have seen before you came. I was sitting here doing a TikTok with my outfit changes.
Doing the dances.
No, I won't dance. I got to draw the line somewhere. I'm not dancing.
Right.
I'm
That's
not.
fair.
I'll do the outfit thing and I'll try to say funny shit. At least I think I'm funny. But TikTok is where it's at.
It is, and that's funny because it is a lot of work too. Putting those videos together takes a lot of time.
I was sweating changing the outfits. Trust me, I know. How these kids? How do they have so much time to do this?
I mean, you have a 17-year-old. I don't even know how that's possible, but
neither. And during school, at that, she's sitting there with TikToks during school.
I can't.
No, I can't either. I don't know. I like the journalism part better. I just think there's something intriguing about it. And I know that you had an interview with Lamar Odoms.
Yes.
Right? And he admits to you on camera, yeah, bro, I just did a line before we talked. Did your jaw drop or
It was funny.
And how did you even get that out of him that he was just yeah, bro, I just casually did a line?
He was promoting his memoir, right? And the book was fascinating because he speaks about how he ended up in that bunny ranch where he almost died, and he was in a coma for months and at the brothel, right? And he was kind of joking when he said that he did a line of coke, as I asked him what his status was, where are you with your sobriety, and he just said that, and we both just laughed because it's once you build a rapport with someone, you make someone feel comfortable, and they open up and they reveal things, and I think that comes back to are you a good listener? Are you an active listener? I think people love to talk and they love to hear themselves talk, but if you are silent, people just reveal a lot more than they realize about themselves.
Who was your favorite interview and why?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I love so many of the people that I've been able to speak to. Kristen Bell is an actress who will just tell you anything. You can ask her questions and she is an open book. She would tell me outrageous stories and we'd be on the phone for a half an hour. And I just really appreciated her fun spirit and just being open because publicists sometimes will jump in and cut the interview short. They're that person, my client's not going to go there. And Kristen's not like that. She will say, no, I'll answer it. I will let you know what's going on, whatever. And so I just like people who are just more free and in it, want to have fun and play.
How authentic do you think the people that are in the glamour star world? Do you think the majority are authentic or unauthentic? What do you think?
I think it's tricky, right? Because celebrity is changing. I think the celebrity culture has made a big shift in the last maybe 10 to 15 years. At one point, celebrities, you would see them a few times a year on the red carpets. You would see them at the award shows. And that's why the Oscars and the Emmys were such a big deal, because you only had a few opportunities to see these people out and about. And now with social media, it's we're in your basement. We're in the pandemic. You see them doing the same things we're doing. They're bored at home. They're saying dumb things online. And now suddenly they're not so different from me and you. They're actually very much the same. And with the ability to have a podcast, to be, if you have a microphone and a camera, you can be famous too. There's no difference between us and a celebrity. And so I think that the culture has shifted, and now there's room for all of us.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you had a podcast, didn't you? Naughty and Nice. I mean, so what do you think? So I'm doing this whole podcast thing. I mean, am I too naughty or too nice, or maybe I'm not naughty enough? What do you think? Let me hear your take.
Well, I definitely think you have a naughty side, I can tell, but I do appreciate that about you. And yeah, I'm on a podcast called Naughty But Nice with Rob Shooter. It's an iHeartRadio podcast, and we've been doing it for about 5.5 years. And it's a 25-minute daily show about celebrities, and we go there, but we're not mean. It's a little bit of a pinch, but we have fun. And I love podcasting. I think it's a great medium, and you're doing an awesome job with your podcast. I've seen your past interviews, and I think this is going to really blow up in a way that you would like it to. And I
Maybe
think
you can help me. Can you help? You can definitely help me. Can you just get me in there? Just help me. Get me in
you're
there.
here. You are here. This podcast is legit. It's definitely fire, and I'm excited to see what other stories you're going to tell over the next couple of years.
That's what it's about. I think it's just really, and that's where it goes back to like journalism and why it's intriguing to me, because we were talking about like people. I love people. I'm super intrigued by them.
Yeah.
And then you realize like when you start talking to people, it doesn't matter their caliber, if they're famous or not famous, whatever, you start to see that like we're all not so different. Everybody has a story.
They do, and I think that's why me and you get along, because I'm always been a curious person too. And you seem to really be interested in someone's story and why and how they became who they are. And, when I was reading about you over the past couple of years and just seeing your stories too, it's a lot of people want success. A lot of people want to arrive at the destination, but it's the work that you don't see. It's all the work. It's the late nights. It's the hardships. It's all the things that you've given up to arrive at this table, to arrive where you've arrived, where I've arrived. And so I think to do the work and to, put in the effort, that's where you're going to, get to the next step.
Well, I'm going off topic with the questions because part of the show is like the business part, which I think is important. You have a fun job. Like, it's incredible. I would just love it just to be there for the tea.
Yeah.
But more than that, the business portion, I do kind of want to put out, because you said something really important. It's the work that nobody sees.
Yeah.
It's the sacrifice. Like, you didn't just get where you are right now just because you arrived. Talk a little bit about that. Like, you're 19 years old. Everyone's going out. They're getting fucked up. Your friends, how many times did you have to say, like, sorry, bro, I can't hang out, or sorry, I can't do this?
Oh, it's a great question. And so I look back when I was in college, I was
good. Get me on.
I was commuting from Connecticut, where I went to school, to New York City 3 times a week, getting up at 4:30
From Connecticut?
Yeah, waking up at like 4:30 in the morning, going to the city, doing a 12-hour internship shift, coming back, going to school 2 days a week, working. I didn't have a life outside of that. I was working, school, and hustling, because I knew that the next step was not going to be partying and hanging out in someone's dorm. It was like, I'm ready for the next step. I was ready to be done with college. I was ready for my career. I was excited because I knew that I was following the right path for myself. And that was the time to really like put the work in to figure out, all right, what is my next step? Because getting a job is hard. Like when college ends, they kind of leave you for dead.
Yeah.
What do you do next?
They don't teach you after.
No, they don't. And so that's where, you rely on your contacts. You look at your network you've built. Who have you talked to? Who have you connected with? And that's a big piece of it too. It's like building those relationships and leaning on them, and not just in a one-way sided, not being one-sided. It's a give and take, and helping each other when things go wrong, because sometimes you might find yourself in a situation where you lose a job or you need help, and you have that network to, lean on and help you.
So what's your ultimate, like, if you can choose your dream, I mean, I'm sure you have your dream job right now, but like, if you're like me, which I feel like we have a very similar personality, you always want more. Who doesn't want more?
Of course.
So if you could have like any position, what would it be?
I mean, I've been lucky to do the things that I've set out for myself, which is working in television and also working as a journalist and doing interviews. And I hope to do that just in the future. I hope that I could work for a streaming platform, like a news organization, where I can do more of this. I love podcasting. I think it's an awesome medium, and I'm excited to see where it goes next. We're talking about putting the podcast in a video format as well. So I think that would be, people want to hear the chatter, but I think the visual medium is really exciting too. To have that on YouTube, it's become one of the most popular places to watch content. It's blowing up. So maybe have my own YouTube show or something down the line. Yeah.
Would you keep the same name, or would you what would you do with it?
I'm not sure. I go, all my handles are Mark Andrew Lupo. That's my full name. So we'll see. I'm not sure.
I love it. So right now, but you're still actively doing the podcast, right?
Yeah. So I appear once a week on Thursday mornings on the iHeart podcast. and the show is, it's continuing. So
The one thing I do like about podcasting, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that it's raw. It's not syndicated TV. It's like uncut. At least that's the vibe, right? That's what it's supposed to be.
that's the vibe. And I think, from doing this podcast, you don't just show up.
No.
Like, there is work that goes into it before, right? So when we do about 8 stories each show. I go before the show, I read about each story, I read about the people that are involved, and then I think about my opinions. I don't just show up and say whatever, because if you say something that's kind of crazy, you could be canceled in this culture and in this way. You have to be really thoughtful about what you're saying and be smart about it, because the internet is forever. And
Yes.
be mindful about what you post, about what you share, about what you say, and be thoughtful about it. People have feelings.
Yeah, I agree. But I would say, I don't know, maybe I'll get canceled for saying this, but I think people today, we're the same age. Don't you remember when we were younger, like people are maybe a little too sensitive right now. Like, it kind of takes the fun out of what you were saying. If you can't make fun of yourself, then what are we doing? But now you have to be very, very PC about everything. I think you should definitely be respectful, 100%. But come on, man, you can have fun a little bit.
You can have fun, and that's what I miss. Like a Joan Rivers, she would just say
hilarious,
so funny,
off the wall,
the fashion police, those years where she would just kind of say silly things about a celebrity's outfit, and it's who cares? You are rich and you're famous. You probably got the outfit for free. She's making a joke. It's not meant to be mean spirited, and that kind of comedy I do miss, and I don't think that would work in today's culture.
Can you imagine?
It's gotten so boring. Everyone's so just upset and hurt, and I do wish we can get back to a place where we can have a little bit more fun and laugh at ourselves too.
If you can't laugh at yourself, I'm okay with people making fun of me. I love going to comedy shows and then they make fun of me. I love it. I think it's hilarious when they say all kinds of stuff. They'll be like, oh, I had this comic come. Oh my God, I'll never forget this. I have this ginormous comic. He's such a good friend of mine, Miguel Colon. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
He came in my sales meeting, and here I am. I'm running the sales meeting. I'm they called me the HBIC. He comes in and he's like, where the feds at? I'm like, what? He's like, we got the madam up in this bitch handing out money. He's like, and her husband's in the back watching. We were dying.
Oh my God.
Everyone at first was like, but it was so fucking
so
funny that it was it's funny. The world is so serious. You got to let loose just a little bit.
A little bit. And that's what I like about you, is that you do that on this podcast. You have fun.
It's so much fun.
It's not boring, because I think you can really bore people with info about business, and you make it fun. That's the whole point of this, is you can have fun and make money and enjoy your life and career.
Yeah, I think your career is super fun. I think what you're doing is hysterical. Don't you laugh every day you go to work?
There's been a lot of crazy things that have unfolded in front of me.
Can you tell me one?
I can't say names, but I'll say there's been a few moments where I've had a musical act, a main singer, start hysterically crying before we go live on TV, and they got into a fight, or someone fell down, or drama that's happens. And live TV is really fun because it's live. You cannot go back. There's a lot of pressure if someone doesn't show up or someone cancels. And so I thrive in that environment. It's fun to be a part of a place where everyone's working for the greater good of the product, right? So when you're working on a show, everyone's working to make that the best possible thing. We all have different roles and responsibilities, but I think for me at least, I have one of the best job I could find on the show, which is working with talent and meeting people from all walks of life. Whether you're famous, you're a hero, a local hero in your hometown. I love stories. I love storytelling. I love hearing about people's stories, because you just learn, and you can grow from meeting other people and hearing how they've lived and what they've been through.
I love it. I love hearing. I do. I truly love. I use a lot of storytelling when I'm explaining a point or trying to, I want these guys to persevere. So we'll talk about an actor that started, or my favorite is using the football or basketball players that, they had all these failures before they had success. But who was the person that probably shocked you the most, where you had one opinion and then they came out and you were like, oh, shock, good or bad, doesn't matter?
Yeah, I interviewed Blac Chyna for Us Weekly at the time.
I bet she was really interesting.
But at the time, the editor of the magazine said, we don't want her. We don't want to do it. It's beneath us. Let's not do it.
Is this before or after the Rob Kardashian thing?
This is right after. This is when she was
with the Kim thing, where they were suing, or she was suing them.
It was really trashy, and I'm like, no, we got to do it. We got to we have to have her on our show. We had, we would have an in studio interview, and I was like, we got to do it. And the interview is one of the most watched interviews on Us Weekly's YouTube page. She weighed in on the Kardashians. She weighed in on which which cousin of Dreams was her favorite, and she was really shy. It was really interesting. Like, I expected her to be very different, but when she got there, she was really quiet. She was really, really shy, and it was actually kind of hard to get her to open up. I think watching her on TV, you think differently.
Yeah.
And then when you meet these people in real life, you realize like they're just people.
Yeah. Who's the nicest person?
You
said Kristen Bell. You like her.
Yeah.
You like her.
There's so many. Zac Efron was really, really nice.
He looks nice, though. He looks really nice.
He was really cool. I went to the premiere of his movie, The Greatest Showman, with Hugh Jackman, and it was on a boat in New York City, and it was really, really cool. And he was looking into his eyes with like crystal blue eyes. You're like, wow, Zac Efron standing right in front of me. But he was lovely and very gracious.
All right, so I do have to ask you, because you worked for the Wendy Williams, and everybody queued me up to say this. So how would you say, how you doing?
So yeah, that's what she's
Your
known
best
for.
impression.
All right, you got to get your hands like this.
Okay.
You got to dim your eyes, and you go, how you doing?
Oh my God, I cannot. Let me try it again. All right, so hands like this.
Hands like this.
Yeah.
You dim your eyes.
Okay.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Perfect.
I'm dead. I cannot.
That was perfect.
I am dying. And with the mouth and the whole thing.
Like, how you doing?
Is there like a reason behind that, or?
So I think it originated with her when she would talk about, she had a radio show for many years, and she would talk about, I think, gay guys. She would be like, how they doing? Like, that's the way she would kind of talk about it. And then they kind of just blew into this catchphrase where that's how she greeted people on the show and the audience. And that's what she's known for, really. That's one of the most like popular things that she would say, and it became its own thing on the show.
That is hysterical.
That was funny.
So you know all this, like, you know all this shit about people. Why don't you make a bestseller? Like, write a book, memoirs.
I wouldn't have a career. They're part of it. Part of doing this is being respectful.
Make it fiction, but you can make it fiction.
That's a good idea. I think maybe down the line, once this is all done and I'm older, I could definitely do like a line of books, or maybe
like
create
short
a show.
stories.
Short stories.
I
There are
think
many.
Like the memoirs.
There are many.
Why not? You could do it, right?
Totally.
Memoirs of.
I would love
Mark's
to do a memoir.
memoir.
I want to be a teacher one day. I think a professor would be really cool. Media 101. Like teach like young kids. I remember when I was in college and I was like my first classes learning about this potential career and feeling so excited. I had a great teacher, and I would like to do that for someone else. Like pay it forward and give someone the chance to realize, well, what an awesome type of field this could be, and how like fun it is, and really finding passion and joy, and how you make money when they intersect. That's like, I think for me, that's like the winning moment.
So I'm like smiling ear to ear because my daughter is going to Pace.
Okay.
And she is doing business with a focus on social media content.
Nice.
And the big thing about Pace that I really liked is they bring adjunct teachers in that are literally in the field.
Right.
So like you saying this, I'm like, ooh, maybe you can be like one of her teachers.
That's exactly it. It's having those people who are actually doing it. That's what I had in my school, is like a person who actually lived the life. They were in the field. They worked for newspapers. They worked for television shows, and they were able to share that real life experience. And so you can really learn from those people.
Yeah.
And
get all that experience.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love what you're doing. So what's next for you?
What is next? Well, I'm continuing on with the podcast, and with working.
Do like a road show.
I would love to do something.
You should do like a state to state. Look at me giving you all these ideas.
Maybe we can have you join us on this cross country tour.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we've done some like special episodes where I'll interview like people from 90 Day Fiance on the weekends and things like that. So I think the podcast could really blow up into other things depending on where we want to take it. And as the media business is changing and as this is all evolving, it's kind of growing with it. Like your daughter studying social media. That's smart, because this is the future.
That's where it's going. Social media and AI, 100%. I agree with you. I agree with you. I like it. I think BILF meets naughty and nice. I like that.
And you're both.
I am.
You
I
are.
am. You can read me like a book.
Totally.
So if anybody wants to find you, where would they find you?
They can find me on Instagram under Mark Andrew Lupo is my handle, or check out the Naughty But Nice podcast on iHeartRadio.
And any of your articles, can they find those?
Yeah, there's an archive in Us Weekly, and I've also written for Homes and Gardens and Men's Journal. So
I love that.
Yeah.
You're so much fun. I love you. I love your smile.
Oh.
Are you always happy like this?
I'm always happy.
You're always happy, never
Yeah.
mad?
I mean, sometimes I'm mad, but I mean, it's how could I not be happy being on the show with you? This has been an awesome
I
experience.
love you. I really love you. I'm falling in love.
Thank you. No, I mean, I love you back.
I can't. You're amazing. Thank you for coming and hanging
Thanks
out
for
with
having
us.
me.
Yeah.
Be the boss today.